Think you're ready for whatever the world throws your way? You might want to think again. Even the most seasoned survivalists sometimes miss crucial details that could be the difference between thriving and just surviving in times of crisis. Today, we're embarking on a journey to unmask the common assumptions and pitfalls that might mean you're not as prepared as you believe. From underestimating your food and water needs to neglecting essential survival skills, we're going to shed light on these overlooked areas. We'll explore the importance of knowing your local resources, planning for the long haul, and the balance between relying on technology and mastering self-sufficiency. We'll also delve into the often ignored aspects of security measures, financial preparedness, and medical readiness. So buckle up as we dive into these 10 key areas. Get ready to challenge your assumptions and boost your readiness to the next level. First, let's talk about the most fundamental survival needs, food and water. It's easy to underestimate the amount required to sustain ourselves during an extended emergency. But here's a simple way to calculate your needs. Start by figuring out how many people you need to feed and water per day. Consider 3 meals and 1 gallon of water for each person. Now multiply that figure by 7 to cover a week, and then by 4 to cover a month. To prepare for a year, multiply that monthly figure by 12. The numbers can be staggering, and that's why an inadequate supply of food and water tops our list of reasons why you may not be as prepared as you think. Remember, it's not just about having enough for today, but for the potentially long haul. Do you know where your nearest freshwater source is or how to find food in your local area? These are fundamental questions that many overlook, yet they are key to survival when the chips are down. Knowing your local resources is not a luxury, it's a necessity. It's not just about knowing the land, it's also about building connections within your community. Your neighbors might have skills or resources that complement yours, and in a crisis, teamwork can make all the difference. Besides, in a prolonged disaster, your local grocery store won't restock, and that's when local foraging options become life-saving. From edible plants to fishing spots, your local area is a pantry waiting to be discovered. Remember, knowledge is power, and in this case, it's the power to survive. Your local environment can be your greatest ally or your worst enemy. Which it becomes is up to you. What happens when the lights don't come back on? It's a question that can make even the most experienced preppers pause. Many focus solely on immediate survival needs, but what about the long haul? It's vital to consider how you'd fare in a world where normalcy doesn't return. Could you grow your own food? Do you have the skills to repair or build necessary items? Have you thought about establishing a community for mutual support? It's not just about enduring through the immediate crisis, but also about planning for a future that might look drastically different from what we know today. So, dig deeper into your preparedness plan. Think about how you could sustain yourself and your loved ones indefinitely if you had to, because let's face it, survival isn't just about making it through the day, but about building a future. Owning a first aid kit is one thing, knowing how to use it is another. There's a world of difference between having a shelf full of survival gear and truly understanding how to use each piece effectively. It's like owning a library of books in a language you can't read. The knowledge is there, but it's inaccessible. Take a moment to consider this. Do you know how to handle a first aid emergency? Can you fix a broken down vehicle? What about cooking a meal with minimal resources? These are practical skills that can't be bought. They must be learned and practiced. There are many resources available to help you acquire these essential skills. Local community classes, online tutorials, and even old-fashioned books can all be invaluable tools in your journey towards becoming a well-rounded prepper. Because, in the end, your skills are your most important survival tool. In times of chaos, security becomes a prime concern. It's not just about stocking up on supplies and skills, but also about safeguarding them. Imagine you've done all the hard work, gathered all your resources, and then, in the blink of an eye, they're taken away by an intruder. It's a heartbreaking scenario, right? But it's a real possibility if you neglect your home security measures. Now, we're not just talking about a sturdy lock on your front door, although that's a good start. Think about reinforced doors and windows, alarm systems, and perhaps even a safe room. And remember, security isn't just physical, it's also about being aware of your surroundings, always being vigilant and having an emergency plan in case of a breach. In essence, your home isn't just a shelter, it's your fortress in times of crisis. It needs to be as impregnable as possible. Your home is your fortress. Make sure it's a good one. When ATMs stop working, how will you buy what you need? Just imagine, in the blink of an eye, all the banks are closed, ATMs are out of order, and credit cards are nothing more than pieces of plastic. This is the reality in a serious disaster situation. It's not a far-fetched scenario. It's a possible future that you must prepare for. The key to financial preparedness lies in having enough physical cash or barterable items on hand. Why? Because in a world where digital transactions become impossible, cash is king, and when cash loses its value, goods for bartering become the new currency. But remember, don't just hoard items, understand their value too. A can of food could be worth more than a gold necklace when hunger strikes. And a bottle of clean water might be more valuable than a wad of cash when thirst sets in. Money is only as good as what it can buy. Make sure you're prepared for a cashless world. When staying put is no longer an option, are you ready to move? A question that can stir unease if you're not fully prepared. Mobility, in a crisis, is more than just the ability to put one foot in front of the other. It's having a well-thought-out evacuation plan and a bug-out bag at the ready, packed with essential supplies and easy to grab when time is of the essence. Imagine being forced to leave your home in a hurry. Could you survive on what you have right now? Having a bug-out bag isn't just about being on the move. It's about survival during that crucial transition phase. It's about ensuring you have the tools and resources to make it to a safer location. And let's not forget about the evacuation plan. Knowing your route, alternatives, and destinations can mean the difference between safety and danger. Mobility can be your lifeline. Don't underestimate its importance. What happens when your GPS stops working? An unsettling question, isn't it? But it's one we must ask ourselves in the face of a serious disaster. We're living in an age where we're more reliant on technology than ever before. It's in our pockets, on our wrists, and embedded in almost every aspect of our daily lives. But what if the power grid fails, or if satellites go offline? Modern conveniences like smartphones, GPS devices, and even electric cookers might become next to useless. It's crucial to understand that, while technology is a powerful tool, it shouldn't be the cornerstone of our survival strategy. Instead, we should aim for a balance, leveraging technology where it's beneficial, but also honing our skills in traditional methods. Map reading, fire starting with a ferro rod, boiling water in a cast iron pot. These are skills that can save your life when technology fails. In the end, the old ways may be your best bet for survival. Can you start a fire without matches? Build a shelter from scratch? You may have all the gear in the world, but without the skills to use it, it's as good as useless. It's important to master essential survival skills like fire making, shelter building, and emergency signaling. Think about it. If you're stranded in the wilderness, knowing how to start a fire could mean the difference between freezing and staying warm. It could mean being able to cook food or purify water. Similarly, the ability to build a shelter can protect you from the elements, and knowing how to signal for help can catch the attention of rescuers. These skills aren't just for worst-case scenarios. They're valuable life skills that can give you a sense of confidence and self-reliance in everyday life. So, if you haven't already, start learning and practicing these skills today. Self-sufficiency isn't just a buzzword, it's a survival strategy. When professional help isn't available, can you handle a medical emergency? A question that carries significant weight in any crisis situation. Medical preparedness isn't just about having a first aid kit. Sure, it's essential to have bandages, antiseptics, and basic medications, but what about managing more severe situations? Imagine you or a loved one suffering from a severe cut, a broken bone, or even an allergic reaction. Without professional help, such situations can quickly become life-threatening. That's why it's crucial to have a comprehensive understanding of first aid and emergency medical procedures. From CPR to suturing wounds, these skills can be the difference between life and death. And remember, medical preparedness also includes mental health. In a crisis, anxiety and stress levels can skyrocket. Knowing how to manage these can help maintain a level head, allowing you to make better decisions when they matter the most. In a crisis, you might be your own best doctor. So, are you as prepared as you thought? We've just explored 10 potential pitfalls in your preparedness plan, from underestimating your food and water supply, to neglecting security measures, to over-relying on technology. It's easy to overlook these aspects when you're focused on getting through the next disaster. But remember, true preparedness is about more than just surviving the immediate crisis. It's about long-term sustainability, self-sufficiency, and resilience. Don't be disheartened if you've identified gaps in your plan. This is a valuable opportunity to learn and grow, to refine your strategy and become even more resilient. Continue to challenge your assumptions, to learn new skills, to connect with your community and local resources. Don't let a setback today stop you from being better prepared tomorrow. Remember, preparedness is a journey, not a destination. Keep learning, keep growing, and keep surviving. No matter what the world throws your way, you've got this.